Most people never understand what that really means. They believe fast thinking is a talent, a gift, something you're either born with or you're not. But the truth is far less glamorous. Fast thinking is not magic, it's structure and the ability to see through noise. Have you ever been in a chess match, low on time, and suddenly your mind freezes? You know the game, you know the pieces, but in that moment, you can't see anything. It feels like a mental wall. Pressure builds, logic fades, and all that's left is panic. But what if I told you that thinking fast has nothing to do with speed and everything to do with what you see? People like Ayanokoji don't think faster, they think cleaner. They don't waste thoughts, they don't hesitate, they simply recognize. Because when the patterns are clear, decisions become instant. You can learn that too, but only if you're willing to let go of how you've always thought. Chapter 1. The first rule of fast thinking. Stop thinking like everyone else. Most people approach thinking like they approach noise. More is better. But Ayanokoji is different. He operates with minimal effort, but maximal insight. In chess, beginners look for threats. Masters look for structures. They don't panic. They see the board. Thinking faster means seeing the whole picture, not just the next move. That requires silence, not of the room, but of the mind. Ayanokoji doesn't waste mental energy. He doesn't speak unless necessary. He doesn't argue. He doesn't react. He responds. That's the first key. Train yourself to ignore the noise and look at the pattern. In chess, this means you don't just memorize openings. You learn how to recognize positions, themes, weaknesses. Thinking faster comes from thinking cleaner. Subtract, don't add. Ask, what's really happening? What matters here? What can I ignore? Chapter 2. Simulation. How to build a mental engine. Fast thinking is never random. It's built on mental models. Ayanokoji simulates constantly. He doesn't just observe a person, he builds a map of them. Their motives, their pressure points, their blind spots. In strategy, like chess or negotiation, the fastest thinkers run invisible simulations. If I do A, they'll likely do B. But if I bait them with C, they might collapse on D. This doesn't come from instinct. It comes from practice. Practice predicting others' moves. Play chess not to win, but to test assumptions. When you talk to someone, ask yourself, what do they expect from me? Then break it. Ayanokoji doesn't always outsmart. He outpredicts, because he's built a library of simulations in his mind. To think faster, simulate more. Think in branches. Learn to rewind and fast forward mentally. In time, the right path will feel instant, but it isn't. It's preparation disguised as instinct. Chapter 3. The discipline of mental efficiency. Most people burn energy on emotion, on ego, on defending themselves, on proving something. Ayanokoji has no interest in that. That's why he wins. To think faster, you must protect your cognitive resources like gold. Ask yourself, is this thought useful? Is this argument necessary? Is this emotion helping me move forward? You don't need to become cold, but you need to become clear. Fast thinkers are not in a rush. They are efficient. They know what they're doing, and more importantly, what they're not doing. So build habits. Review your decisions each night, just 2 minutes. Write your thoughts when you're overwhelmed. Meditate not to relax, but to defragment the mind. Over time, your thinking will become sharper. Not faster by force, but faster by design. Ayanokoji doesn't think fast because he's special. He thinks fast because he's trained himself to be mentally quiet. He watches, he waits, and when it's time, he moves. If you want to think faster, learn to subtract, learn to simulate, and above all, protect your mind from useless noise. That's the path of clarity, and clarity is speed.